Let's take the armor off and see if that stops him from getting staggered. Kenabres burns, the cities have never fallen. Fate shows no mercy. Clouds may veil the stars, but nothing can hide the light in someone's soul, and I see this light in you. We will stand shoulder to shoulder with you against evil. I hear the echo of a familiar voice. I feel the warmth of my kindred flame. My brother, we will help you. A world long gone, a thematic collection of various artists' works on everyday life in Sarcosis before the opening of the Worldwound. More details in the museum almanac, sorry. Seat of Grief, a view of the infamous Heaven's Edge estate. This is the place where the most of Mendev's aristocratic society once fell prey to supernatural plague unleashed by the demons. Among the Cloud Colossi. In this picture, the two angels, Hagona and Lariel, are chasing and fighting a deadly Vrolaki demon in the air, several miles above the Worldwound. More details in the Museum Almanac. Here we stand, and he will not take a step back. The hand of the Inheritor, Herald of Iomidi, is depicted placing the first wardstone among the fortifications in Kenabres.
I will guide us.
Crusader Queen, a copy of the famous embossed bas-relief originally created by Master Derek Sunhammer. Young Queen Galfrey is portrayed personally leading her Crusaders into battle on the 1st of Abadus 4624 during the First Crusade. Farewell to Sarcosis. Elandia, the legendary priestess of Pulera, watches the city of Iz crumble into the freshly opened Worldwound. More details in the Museum Almanac. Yaniel by the Fountain. A picture was presumably painted from life over the summer of 4637, 1 year before Yaniel's heroic death during the Battle of Dresden. More details in the Museum Almanac. None will escape my all-seeing eye. Inquisitor Herlin fights a shadow demon that he exorcised from a soldier's body. Whoever you are, keep quiet. There's a horde of enemies just beyond this door. Come over here and see, and you'll see. Why are you shouting? Like, if you shout, how is that going to help us?
But I'll try.
Be quiet and watch. This is the best part. Get it together, idiots. No more looting. You're all here to sit tight and wait for the order to attack the defender's heart. The last bastion of the Crusader resistance will flatten them and claim our victory. Into the abyss with all the Crusaders and the defender's heart. Kill us, the city is ours already. Now it's time to enjoy the spoils. Split us into groups, quickly. I'll tell you where to go and what to bring back. Faction, you idiot. Go back to Bahamut. He must be missing his lapdog. Everyone here will be following my orders. I am in charge. We won't submit to you, you dirty Deskerite. Keep out of this, Kailas, or I'll curse all of your extremities to wither and drop off. Everyone listen to me. What we're going to do is... Looking for a fight, Faxon? Well, you've got one. Had enough, worm? I'm in charge here. Kylus is the strongest. No looting, only slaughter. We're going to sit here and wait for the command to attack. The defender's heart will fall.
I'd stay away from there right now. The tower is the main stronghold of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth and their allies. Going up against that many of them would be suicide.
The grim-faced dwarf with a thick beard of black hair holds a finger to his lips, and he points at the enemies and whispers.
If the demons and their mortal agents were better organized, the Crusaders would have been crushed long before now. But they're always trying to spread in every direction. Right now, in every corner of the city, there are demons like Kylus who are trying to consolidate their forces to launch a joint attack on the Defender's heart.
Who are you?
Greybor. I'm a contract killer who's been hired to kill that demon that just walloped that other one. I've tracked him all the way here, and was planning to kill him when that crowd showed up, so I had to pull back.
What do you suggest?
Don't even think about trying to take them all on single-handed. You'll be mincemeat. Better to warn the Crusaders in the Defender's heart that the demons are planning to attack. And later, once the attackers have been taken care of, it'll be much easier to sweep through this tower and eliminate the defenders left behind.
Like when dueling with rapiers. One doesn't lunge, but waits for the opponent to strike and leave themselves open.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Greybor's eyes shoot up, as though he wasn't expecting to hear such words from the delicate young lady. He nods anyway.
Or like in cards, wait for your opponent to play his hand, and then dive under the table, grab the pot, and run.
Thanks for the advice. Who hired you?
I'm afraid that's confidential. As a professional, I'm obliged to keep my client's name a secret.
We could attack them together.
I have no desire to die today. If you choose to go in there, I'll take advantage of the opportunity, of course. I'll kill Kylus and get back here as quickly as I can. I'm not going to fight any of the others. I don't work for free.
The city is burning. People are dying. And you're thinking about how to fill your pockets?
Yes. So what? Listen here, girl. If you're so eager to save someone, go and do it. And don't waste your breath preaching at me.
I'm going now.
I hope you act wisely.
Well, I'm going to do a quick save, and then I'm going to act stupidly.
Watch and learn.
So this is not what we're actually going to do. I'm just going to try it because I'm stupid. Do I have any AoE spells that I can just quickly fling at them? No, I think that's the one thing I don't have is a big AoE spell. You know what?
My tail is restless.
Well, he killed him, so all I have to do now is kill the rest. Hopefully Greybor doesn't fuck us over and he does help. Milia? Get to there. He's running away, little pussy. Oh, for fuck's sake, her charge didn't work. There we go, my charge worked. And I decked it. Because I'm a fucking idiot. Well, to be fair, he did say he was going to run away.
You've crossed the wrong mountain.
Where are your treasures?
Yeah, all the ones on the ground should be really easy to kill.
Go for their hearts!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Damn it! She fell as well.
I will see to your demise.
Oh wow, just walked straight over that like nothing.
You won't survive me.
Two enemies dead in one turn. I like it.
Cover me, all right?
See? We totally got this.
I'll cut you wide open. The spirits demand your blood.
How many send my armor? But I'm on my ass.
Do not hold back.
How dare you attack
Strike
me?
as one.
No, I know how attack opportunities work. Thank you very much.
Precision and grace.
No, he's up. Crap, we need to kill him. Oh, that I took 0 damage. Cool.
Endure this.
Bye-bye, Faxion. Holy shit. Lan is just so strong.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You are today's sacrifice.
Into the fray.
Attack. I'll make short work of this.
I'm pretty sure I was told not to do this, but I'm pretty sure I also don't listen very well.
Make every
I don't consider this heroic. I just consider this doing my duty.
Distract them from me.
Purge the tower. The bulk of the enforced guard in the tower will begin the assault. Once they are dead, the Crusaders will have the power to purge the tower. Victory. All the demons occupying the tower have been killed. Irabeth, we're delighted to hear the demon stronghold in the city has been destroyed. As we keep decking it. Take that. Take 15 armor, definitely. All the scythes should be of good value. Same with that. Cool.
That is quite a discovery. Awesome, lad.
Can't believe I fucking did that. I realized what I just did the second I wanted to do it. I was like, I should have known that was gonna happen.
This war.
Fighting for a righteous cause is certainly different from a simple massacre. The former is more bloody and performed with pinkies out.
Camellia, I think we have a new shield for you. We do. A buckler +1.
What's that there?
That would be a trap.
I am helpful, am I not?
The mongrel did it.
So basically, these are all the ways I could have killed them instead of just running up, throwing grease down, and smacking the crap out of them. Cool. I kind of wish I'd done it the cooler way now, because my way was just simple. My way was, I have really good skills in the sense of we can stab very well. Let's just stab. Yeah, we're about to level up anyway, so that's very good. We're about to be level 5, which is gonna be amazing. Okay, this is where we need to take it seriously again, because I don't know how many enemies are down here. A pale and frightened half-elf looks at you warily. His face is twisted into a grimace like he just ate something slimy. Hey, you! Hey, who are you? Hey, praise Baphomet. What are you doing down here? Doing here? Did Faxon send you? I heard a noise outside, but I was busy making a list of relics. Did something happen? Get your hands off Crusader relics. The half-elf leaps back nimbly, pulling a sheaf of papers from his bag as he goes, "No, I have valuable letters from Lord Zanith here. I must destroy them." The cultist balls the page up in his fist and shoves them into his mouth and begins furiously chewing like a hamster. A moment later, the half-elf's eye budge and he opens his mouth, which is stuffed with masticated paper. He tries to cough and nothing comes out. The failed saboteur looks at you in desperation. His eyes are steaming. His face is glowing paler by the second. Then he falls to his knees. A strangled wheeze emerges from behind the wad of wet paper. His expression veers from the hilarious to the grotesque as he signals to help. Want some salt or pepper with that? Now, I've never tried eating paper myself, but a little seasoning goes a long way, whatever the meal. Confiture. The perfect accompaniment for paper is apricot of confiture. How do I know this? An excellent question. As a child, I once ate a piece of my exercise book in the front of my horrid music teacher to spite her. We'll end the culture tournament by killing him. A merciful blow ends a hapless half-elf's life. This is undoubtedly the far kind of death than suffocation. Largely destroyed letter. A wad of crumpled pieces of paper with visible bite marks and traces of saliva. The writing is blurred and indistinctive. Most of the words are completely illegible, but some of it, fragments, are still intact. Carefully pack up the relics and valuable magic items, and hand them over to the same courier that brought you my potions. Later, I may carve out some time away from my scientific research to sift through the detritus you managed to steal from the Crusaders. I might as well not bother, since your finds are almost certainly be of no use to me, unless I find myself in dire need of a paperweight. Still, this mission keeps you occupied and gives me a valuable opportunity to work without you sticking your nose to my experiments. I once again remind you that the rest of the text is illegible. Only a few more sentences can be read toward the end. The punishment will be painful, brutal, and utterly inhumane. Remember this. Good luck with the conquering, whatever you are conquering out there. Xanathir, Bang. The copper vessel and the oil inside it was sanctified by Relias, priest of Iomedae. There we go. Priest of Iomedae and faithful Crusader. This item was donated to the museum by Relias. Fellows in arms. More details at the museum. Almanac. This claw is taken from Tridentalev, the silver dragon and protector of Kenabres. It was cut off by demons when Tridentalev heroically saved Crusaders preserved death. This item was donated to the museum by the town of Kenabres. Where'd that young fella go? The wand of the famous magus Zacharias. Oh, wait, who's Teldon? He Teldon. That's Telmer.
I will guide us.
Okay. Who made the name during the heroic and tragic siege of the Lost Chapel. This item was donated to the museum. Museum by apprentice mage Teldon. More details in the museum almanac. The helmet belonged to Baphius Sacracia, Praelector of the Order of the Gate, and one of the first Hell Knights to serve his duty as a Crusader. This item was donated to the museum by Queen Gallifrey. It's you. Who are you? The old man, looking around absent-mindedly, shrinks away from as you get closer. His head seems to shake uncontrollably in his hands. But his hands are surprisingly deft and assured they will level a magic wand at you. Stay back! Which are you, robber or demon? Hey, take it easy, Gramps. So what's with that's the way it is, eh? The horns and you think thief or a demon? Bit scaring the old man, dummy. Have you seen your horns? How should I put it? Don't exactly inspire the city that's currently overrun with demons. Hey! There are horns, and then there are horns. I'm not gonna hurt you. The old man goggles at you in terror, but he doesn't lower his wand. A rustling comes from somewhere behind him. Rats. The old man wheels about fearfully and peers in the direction the sound came from. The hand holding the wand just gradually falls to his side. When he turns back to you, there is no fear in his expression, only vague confusion. Yes, you. I'm sorry, I was distracted. What were you talking about? Who are you? The old man lowers his wand in confusion. I think. His expression grows distraught and mournful, as though he's on the verge of crying. I forget. Gaze falls on a piece of cloth, carefully stitched to his cloak, which reads, Teldon, Tower of Estrad Museum Custodian. Ah! I am Teldon, the custodian here. My memory isn't what it once was. My faculties are failing me, but at one time, my mind could cut like a diamond. I was a battle mage, one of the few who survived the Battle of the Lost Chapel, but I'm an old man now. Sometimes I set down my keys one moment, and the next I can't remember where I've put them. But please smile. The man pulls a hefty set of keys from his pocket and proudly shows them to you. Here they are, my keys, my little lovelies. I would never give you to anyone. Remembering himself, the old man hastily stows the key back in his pocket. The Lost Chapel. Ah, this old fellow was there. That his mind was damaged isn't surprising. What's surprising is that old codger can still speak at all. In the entire history of the Crusades, which aren't exactly uplifting, this is one of its bloodiest chapters. Some time ago, I wanted to know what became of abandoned fortifications and estates that the Crusaders left behind. I read there the account of the Lost Chapel veterans. Now that was a real bloodbath. What are the keys for? Oh, these keys are for everything. I can open every door in the Tower of Estrad with these. Museum custodian on duty carry these keys at all time and never depart from them, not even for a second. And why is that? Because if the keys were left unattended, they would be pinched by thieves, wouldn't they? Thieves who'd strip the museum of all its treasures. What are you all looking at me for? Woljiff exclaims indignantly, even though no one is looking at him. Give me the keys. Out of the question! According to the museum protocol, the custodian does not have the right to hand over the keys to another. I am personally responsible for the safety of the exhibits and storeroom. Don't you understand? The museum holds things that could help fight against demons. The custodian shakes his head firmly and snaps out. Exhibits are not to be handled without permission of the museum management, and they are certainly not to be taken outside the museum itself. Hand over the keys now, you'll regret it. The man pales in his jaw and begins, Don't you even think of it. I see. I mean, I don't want to be chaotic because I'm not chaotic. The old man affectionately pats the pocket containing the bunch of keys. Why did the demon spare you? The custodian looks about in stark surprise. Demons? There have been no demons in the museum. They had them breaking into the tower. Everything went quiet. Then a polite young fellow came along, a half-elf. He said Kenabres was under attack and that the Crusaders had apparently already captured the tower. Then he'd been sent to oversee the evacuation of the museum. He was very pleased to find me here. I proved a very useful resource. I showed him all the most valuable relics, explained what they were, and he wrapped them up, labeled them, and carried them off somewhere. And I've been here all this time. The old man gives you keys a satisfied shake. I locked the doors and stood guard to make sure no demons got in, but I've not seen one of them. I haven't heard any either. I've grown hard of hearing over the years. That half-elf was a demon worshipper. The old man frowns in confusion. What do you mean, demon worshippers? That fine young lad, so well dressed, so polite. You said the Crusaders? Oh my word, the relics, we must go after them. The old man works himself into a state, bitterly lamenting as he roots through his many pockets. But the outburst doesn't last long. The motion of his hands slows and awareness feeds fence from his eyes. Stares off into the distance as he looks at you, then his wets his lips and sheepishly inquires. Sorry, did you say something? What happened here? The old man bursts into an agitated muttering, gesticulating furiously with shaking hands. First, the bell arrived started ringing, and then there were noise in the street, and then the dragon, Lady Strendleth, began to roar. I went to lock the door, but then they were already inside, the thieves. There were 7 of them, or perhaps 10, I don't remember. They were talking about some rubbish about they were orphans, supposedly, and then they were dangerous. They grabbed me and wouldn't let me go, and then they looted the place. They took everything, with even a lick of gold on it. Relics, too. The museum boasts a very extensive collection, you know. And worst of all, they took the wand, and when they were done, they tossed me aside like a piece of old junk. They didn't even bother to kill me. The museum custodian looks at you with a front of anguish in his eyes. What did the thieves steal? The Wand of Zacharias, my master. He was a great man, the hero of the defense of the Lost Chapel. And those scoundrels took his wand, a relic. Ballads sung about Zacharias, and those damned thieves. Master Zacharias will return, he will assemble all of us, his students. He will show them. I'll show them what a battle mage Teldon is made of. Fury sparks in the old man's eyes. His spine straightens, and in a fluid motion of his hands raise his wand at the ready, but a howl of rage from outside frightens off the ghost of the past. The old man turns around and looks at you in befuddlement. You were just asking me about something. Forget what it was. Thank you for all those, Bob. Oh, just get myself a quick drink. Where can I find these robbers? The old man throws up his hands. Haven't the foggiest. They're thieves. They know out of the way places that they won't be found. That's why they were here. If they're still alive. But they won't be in the city. I heard them talking amongst themselves about how they need to get out of Kenabres before the demons wipe them out. Are you alright? Poor man smiles. piteously and makes a helpless gesture. Old age, my young friend. Old age and the poison of fear seeping into my mind. Both have turned me from a crusader and a battle mage into the sorry specimen you see before you. The museum is all I have. Whenever I forget who and where I am, I just read the exhibit labels. They are the past, just like me. And now some ruffians have ransacked this place. I'm frightened, my young friend. I'm very frightened. Tell me about the museum exhibits. The old man seems to come to life. It will take a lifetime to tell you about all there is to know, but I'll take you on a tour of the highlights, some of my personal favorites. If you definitely look yourself, you won't regret it. For instance, we have a painting here depicting angels fighting demons. You may find it hard to believe, but in the First Crusade, many heavenly beings fought shoulder to shoulder with Crusaders. And these two in the painting are Tagona and Lariel, the Silver Twins, as they were called. I actually met them, you know, when I was a young man studying under Master Zacharias. They had no airs or graces about them. They walked among the mortals. They spoke to us. They healed our wounds. Lady Tagona, I remember especially well. She had a special unearthly wisdom with her now. The angel Lariel, on the other hand, was known for his daring. The youngest Crusaders idolized him. I wonder where they are now, the twins. We don't have celestial beings in our ranks anymore. They all left sometime during the Second Crusade on a very important mission, they say. But I do love looking at this painting and remembering those two, the days when those envoys of heavens walked among us, and the light they seemed to shine from within them. The old man wipes his eyes. What was I saying? You must be a messenger, yes? Or are you a visitor? Why did those times end? Why did the Celestials not fight with us? Heaven has not abandoned us, surely. You said the angels Targona and Lariel are twins, but how can angels have siblings? That's a good question. Of course, angels aren't born like mortals. They can't have mother and father, or sisters or brothers as we understand them. Angels come into being from reincarnated souls, or from the pure essence of the upper planes. Sometimes angels may adopt some features of mortals. For instance, they can identify as male or female, although it is not generally their way. Some of them also can develop bonds, or camaraderie, or even kinship. But the case of the Silver Twins is still rarer. It's rarer still. They are two angels who emerge from one soul. What else would they call themselves, if not twins? The old man smiles, seemingly satisfied with his speech, but within moments his vacant expression is back in its place, all awareness gone from his eyes. Who are you? You know what? Hey, what's that behind you? Paladin looks around fearfully. As he does, your finger slips silently into his pocket. When the old custodian turns back to you, a large bunch of keys is already tucked safely into your belt. Paladin shakes his head in confusion. Go to the Defender's Heart. There are good people there. They'll look after you. The custodian gives you a toothless smile. Really? It's a safe there? But how can I leave the museum? His gaze falls upon the traces of ransacking, and the old man becomes lost in thought as they're trying to find an explanation for what he's seeing. You know what happened here, don't you? Thieves, they were, prowling about, wanted to rob the museum, but I stopped them. Those ne'er-do-wells came in here, and I gave them what for? A dose of battle magic. They won't be back. Don't you worry about me. I may be old, but I can still hold my own. I'll have to go. Because you just gave me what I needed to loot this place. Well, by loot this place, I mean save it, technically. I didn't do that trick. I don't like doing thieving things when I'm trying to be good. But god damn it, that could actually help us.
I was successful in my search. That is quite a discovery.
I'll watch you back.
Amelia, can you go break all these traps, please?
I am helpful, am I not? I hope you appreciate this. I am helpful, am I not?
Wakata. I see those every day. Danielle, Paladin via Media and the Lightbringer and the Knight of Crusaders, heroine of the Fourth Crusade. Yaniel disobeyed her orders by leaving the garrison to venture deep into the Worldwound alone. 2 years later, she returned. At the head of a Crusader squad she'd saved. Died during the fall of Dresden, 4638.
I am helpful, am I not?
Ooh, composite longbow. Cool. Zacharian faith. Imperial Lord Plura, Mistress of the Stars and mysterious light of the Aurora, is one of the most reserved deities of all Psychosis. Her worship is widespread among the Khelids, who built the numerous shrines in honor of their patrons. The foremost of these shrines, considered particularly cherished and sacred, was located on a lake shore surrounded by picturesque waterfalls called Plura's Fall. Ooh, is that chain plate? It's like really fancy chain plate I just picked up. Lady Calandria's chain shirt. I'll give that to Camilla. She seems like she needs it. This is native to any of the three upper planes of creation, servants of the good gods. Angels have come to Crusaders' aid in their fight against the Worldwound more than once. It's worth noting that most of those who interfered in mortal life were driven by their own free will and not by any deity's order. However, the good gods do not forbid such impulses, allowing their celestials to seek a reckoning with forces of evil. Yeah, that would be all of downstairs completely done. Well, we can go back to Tirablade, or Irabeth, and be like, hey, so you know that thing you told us not to do? We did it. That's number one. Don't really have a number two. That's just the number one.